Well, Singapore is not likely to draw similar levels of investments this year after attracting a record $22.5 billion in fixed asset investments last year. Global uncertainties and intense competition could overshadow such inflows. Heidi Young with more.
Shop and try different outfits with the tap of a finger. 45-year-old Zack To and his team designed the artificial intelligence solution based on customers' needs.
When our colleagues come into us with problem statements, it gives us the opportunity to assume the role of a consultant, where we share what are some of the different possible implementations that we could use and adopt the different technologies that we could find out in the market.
At least 10,000 more jobs like Mr. To's from the hub and business services sector are expected to be created. The openings are possible because of the investments Singapore attracted last year. All in, there'll be 17,000 new jobs in the coming years. The electronics sector drove the investments, which committed nearly $15 billion. But the Economic Development Board cautions that such a performance is unlikely to be matched.
This outperformance relative to our goals was due to the exceptional influx of large manufacturing projects to meet the surge in global semiconductor demand, particularly during the first half of 2022. We are now at the end of this semiconductor supercycle, and we are seeing chip demand soften.
US-China contestation is one of the reasons, in addition to, of course, what companies have experienced during COVID-19, where ports were shut down, or factories had to go into lockdown. So there has been the semiconductor industry has responded by building capacity to ensure that they are not exposed to concentration risks, where all their production output is reliant on a single site or a single jurisdiction.
Despite the headwinds ahead, Dr. Bay says Singapore still has many advantages. These include the stability and trust in the country and its vibrant startup ecosystem.
The third reason why we are confident about Singapore's prospects for the medium to long term is we are in the middle of a growing region. And it is a huge advantage to be in the middle of Southeast Asia. And we also have very close economic linkages with India, with Northeast Asia, with China.
In 2022, most of the investments into the country came from the US and Europe, followed by Singapore and China. EDB also secured $6.2 billion in total business expenditure, which refers to the incremental expenditure on things like wages and rental. Half of these went to the headquarters and professional services sector as more global businesses set up base here in Singapore to access regional and global markets.